Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Bastards postgame show. My name is Nick. We also have Brendan in here today to talk about the time of death. The Boston Red Sox of 2023 waving the flag.
Wave it.
They
Wave
are
it.
done. They are done. Put a fork in them after what you
Yep.
just witnessed this weekend. The Blue Jays swept the Red Sox, in case you didn't realize the trauma that happened at Fenway this weekend, outscoring the Red Sox 25-6, by the way, if you were keeping track. I was 25-6 in the score column right there over the weekend. What an absolute embarrassment, Brendan, that you have here to witness. And I'm not all that surprised after seeing what went down for the trade deadline this past week. The response from the players is clearly, if you don't give a crap about our team, we're not going to play that hard. But it's amazing just to see what transpired over this weekend with the issues with Verdugo. We have two openers, no starting pitchers that are there. Paxton getting absolutely raked on Friday night. It was a sad, pathetic weekend for the Red Sox.
Nick, they really showed you every inch of what they had in terms of negativity this season in this one series. I mean, you saw what happened last night with McGuire, and then you go into this night today with another opener, a set of bullpen, and they get raked. They get absolutely demolished. You have one bright spot of Tristan Casas trying to do whatever he can for this team. One player isn't enough to win a game, especially against Toronto. Toronto came in with something to prove, and they destroyed you. And in a must-win series, this team looks checked out going into Toronto and then up to Detroit coming up.
The major difference that I see from the Blue Jays to the Red Sox is they have a lot more players who are major league caliber than the Red Sox, and they also have starting pitching. They don't have to set the world on fire from their starting pitching, but they have adequate enough arms that can get by to win games. Your Red Sox, you don't have that. And I don't want to hear the freaking excuse about, oh, Hulk's hurt. Oh, Whitlock's hurt. Oh, Sale's hurt. You should have effing known better before the season began, because these guys do not have the definition of durability in their language whatsoever. And that absolutely is a reflection of bargains by the bagful, Chaim Bloom, on what you assembled for your roster. You do not have durable players on your team. You do not. And I don't understand why it takes the fans to have to continue to ad nauseum repeat these things over and over and over again. You're not good. You do not have durable players. Can you catch lightning in a bottle at times? Sure. But right now, you have seen enough of a sample size with Chaim Bloom and his nerd crew, the nerd herd, I like to call them, assembling a major league team that has continued to, most times out of not, be last place and not even be in contention to be a playoff caliber team. I've officially, as of today, I really was yesterday, but I have waved the flag. They have 5 games back right now in the wild card to try and catch the Rays, try and catch the Astros, and again, in my opinion, a far superior Blue Jays team. I just don't know. I don't see how they can come back from this.
Nick, as long as if you're looking at it right now, the Bluminati sounds very silent at this moment. I tweeted this earlier. When it was time to make a move, when your Raffy was begging and Jansen was begging and the fans were begging to make a move to bring in a starting pitcher, it never happened. And it looked to this dugout and to this team like the front office gave up on them when they just swept the Braves and they have the highest highs and they could really go far. But that bullpen is not ready to keep going on these openers. And you roll that out against Toronto, and God forbid, here it comes, you get swept. And it really is a laughing stock to the AL East. Now you're last. You're 5 games out of the wild card. You just lost 6 out of your last 7. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. It looks like it's done. It looks like the season's done.
If we dialed it back a week, we weren't singing the same tune. We were happy. We were semi-optimistic, especially after the 2 games against Atlanta. Those are 2 of the best games you had of the season, taking care of the best team in baseball. It absolutely collapsed from West Coast. You only got 1 win out of the Giants. Seattle was a disgrace as well. And then you come home and you do this. This is what you put together.
A lot of people were trying to sell you on how they were playing away from home on the West Coast. They come back against Toronto, who they've owned this whole season, and then they put up an egg. It was pitiful.
That's a good word of describing it. So I've been pretty vocal today on Twitter, and again,
as you should.
I say as I do. I know Brendan does the same thing. We say it as it comes. We shoot from the hip. If we have a take, we put it out there. We interact with people and everything. It's fine to agree and disagree from it. Just be respectful from it. But one of the things that I said was there is more of a problem with this team than just Chaim Bloom. There is way more of that. Yes, Chaim Bloom. I want him out of here. Is he a major problem right now? Absolutely. But it's also a reflection of your ownership. And that right there is what people need to open their eyes about and realize that ownership is the one that's hired Chaim Bloom. He's here for a reason. He's here to save John Henry money. So John Henry doesn't have to write those big, large checks. So John Henry can just cash in and, coast back, sit back and pretty much laugh of all the pink hats that are going to come to Fenway Park and feed his wallet. So you fans need to also understand that this is the product that they believe in. They believe in continuing to milk it, cash it in at the ATM. Don't have to worry about it anymore. That is a checked out owner you have. Don't get me wrong. I am very grateful for the 4 championships that we have. 100%. Before John Henry and everything came here, never in a million years would we have thought that it would be 4 championships and everything. But what's nuts on this whole thing is he has 4 championships, and yet he is still one of the most polarizing figures in Boston right now. Polarizing. People can't stand him because he weasels his way out of things. You never hear from him. You see result after result of him not believing or taking a step back from his team and being cheap. Being cheap, I think, is a way of best describing it. The only way, in my eyes, this gets fixed, sure, you can get rid of Bloom and bring in the next nerd. We'll pull him out from the cornfields, and he'll figure out what to type in from his little keypad and get all those little statistics and everything ready to go, the little algorithms, so you're all ready to go. That's not your problem. You can get those guys. They're a dime a dozen. You need another owner, and it's going to take John Henry to sell this team to get you back into being somewhat of a top caliber team and market in baseball. Right now, I just think it's a laughing stock. It's a joke. This is a joke.
Nick, when John Henry bought the team, this was his primary asset. He plays Monopoly with sports franchises. His biggest goal was to take down the Yankees and break the 86-year curse. He did it. And that team went on to win not 1, not 2, but 4 championships. He then went on to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins, which he's been working on, and the Liverpool Football Club. And I think he's in the works of buying a Las Vegas NBA team. The Boston Red Sox have been lost to John Henry as just one of his primary assets, as opposed to being the Red Sox, a baseball club in Boston. Anymore. Not number 1. This is supposed to be one of the biggest markets of baseball in the country, and it's been lost to his file of assets, and that's what you get when you're dealing with someone that's playing Monopoly. It's just a set of assets, really, and all he's looking at is the gross and the fall of this team. Whereas all the fans around here are really looking for a product that's watchable, that you can believe in to try to win a championship. And that's why Chaim Bloom is here at this moment.
I know we went on a little bit more than we needed to do with the John Henry factor and everything, but yet there still is more baseball to be played this season. The Kansas City Royals are coming to town for a 4-game series starting tomorrow. How are you feeling about that?
It's do or die for this team. If you can't take down the Royals, you're done. I'm sorry. It's pitiful. Wait it. I'm fed up with this team right now. It's now or never. It's now or never for the Red
really
Sox.
Good about things, especially on that little thing that I just did, that little subtle. If you noticed, I didn't say anything out of my mouth. I didn't say anything. So if people want to say I gave up, I don't have to say that. I didn't say it. I just did this. Actions speak louder than words. Let's see what happens come Monday night. Brendan, I want to thank you for being here for our wrap of this sweepage from the lovely foes from Canada. We hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend. Smell you later.